Hi Dean. Was that the best away performance of the season in your opinion?
I never liked saying that's the greatest, I think it was a very strong away performance. I think it had a bit of everything, Greg, the way we prepared the game, the way we expected it to go. And when you watch it back without the emotion of the game, we felt like it went just like that. I mean, late on they had a real flurry and we defended doggedly and managed to stave off, a couple of, maybe a shout for a penalty, and obviously they've hit the crossbar, but we've defended really well throughout the game, and we were clinical on the counter, which we knew we had to be. We knew they'd have 500, 600, 700 passes in the game. Looking at their stats, it panned out like that, and we knew we had to be patient, and when we get the ball we knew we had to hurt them, and that's exactly what we did. I mean, the 2 goals we scored was good goals you'll see on all weekend, I would suggest. Real team goals, stuff we've been working on the training pitch, probably going back to the last international break. So that was really pleasing to see the players sort of, being open-minded enough to take that on board and go out there. And again, I think it's through repetition, a lot of the work that we're getting through behind the scenes, and it's nice to see it coming out with individual quality that we've got. We've got some fantastic quality right throughout the squad, and yeah, it was a real strong away performance with a fantastic support from our away following.
Yeah, first win against one of the top 6, I believe. And defensively very good, as you said there. I thought the centre-backs were very good. Did you feel that way too? And also, did you think it was a penalty in your opinion?
I mean, I've only seen it a couple of times, obviously back on the videos. Difficult angle without sounding like Arsene Wenger. It's the new stand that's being built. It's a difficult angle to see it on, and live it could have gone either way, couldn't it? When you see it live, especially at that point in the game, I thought the referee held firm. And to be honest, there was a couple of things that went the other way as well. I think a couple of daft stuff there, players kicking the ball away way after the whistle when we're trying to get the game going and stuff. So I think it balances out. I know people think penalty shouts are bigger than that, but it all evens itself out, doesn't it?
How did the running stats compare from Huddersfield to Fulham? I guess you guys can analyse this kind of stuff, because it seemed like the plan was to only press Fulham's defenders when the right trigger was there. Would that be right? Is that the kind of thing you guys set up, and sort of those kind of traps, I guess?
Yeah, it's a good knowledge, that, Greg. It's a good spot. Yeah, we work heavily on pressing triggers and the way that we defend as a group. Yeah, we want to get after the game. We want to get into the opposition, but at the same time, when you're going up against a team that pass it around as much as Fulham do, you can't. If you press on your own or 1s and 2s, you'll get picked off. So we knew we had to be patient, as I said previously, and we had to wait for certain moments of the game where we were going to look to suffocate them in key areas of the pitch. And again, we did that. And the lads, as I said to them before, they retain that information really well from the work that goes in from the analyst and stuff, preparing that game plan. There's a lot of work goes into that, and for the players to go out there and replicate it was really pleasing. Yeah.
Is that specifically to conserve energy at times?
In terms of being patient,
sort of like setting the right traps, like letting one player get it and not another.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things involved with that. I think, as I said, you don't want to go chasing willy-nilly on your own, because the good teams will play around you. So you've got to wait, and as much as Fulham want to play around the back and with the good midfielders that they've always got a threat in behind on the shoulder with Cavallero or Knockout or whoever's playing Kamara. So the team can get stretched, and when the team gets stretched, you can have problems. So yeah, again from Daniel Bentley right through to the strikers, we look at the distances of the units. Again, we've got all them stats, and that was very pleasing.
City looked very organised on Saturday. I was wondering is that the effect of having 7 days preparation time?
I think it's the effect of working with this group for as long as we have. I talked about it previously. I think with a lot of new players that we've got, it can only be repetition. Sometimes I think I touched on it before. One of the key things when you get new players to the squad is how they've been conditioned previously with other clubs and other managers, and how they've played previously. If we look at Masengo or Ashley Williams, how they've been coached to play previously. So we've almost got to sort of get that out of the system and coach the way we want to coach it that's going to suit us. And I just think that's through repetition. I think it's going right back to pre-season. The gaffer's heavy on getting really organised, using every minute that we've got. So even in a 3-game week like we've got this week coming up, we're still able, as much as we can, to get some work into the players. And it's not always physical stuff, but use that time wisely. It's not a case of putting Fulham to bed and then we'll just roll into Millwall. There's a lot of work that has to go in to get the team ready for Millwall, 'cause it's a completely different challenge.
Did you or Lee get a chance to speak to Joe Bryan or Bobby Reid after the game at all?
Yeah, I briefly saw Bobby in the tunnel just before kick-off. Obviously, he wasn't involved, and just said hello to Joe literally on the pitch walking off. He was sort of walking in the same direction as me. I think he was on his way over to our supporters to give them a clap. So, yeah, that was it was only brief.
And that second goal, how proud of that one were you? Because there was a lot of good stuff in that, wasn't there? Deju's hold-up play, a little spin in midfield from Han Noah. Jack Hunt played it through Joe Bryan's legs, I think, at one point, to Brownie to flick on for Natty. You must be very proud of that goal.
Very pleasing, yeah. As I said, the players are the ones that have got to take the ideas. Gaffer's got so many ideas, and it was nice that the players, as I say, took them on board. They're the ones that are, we can write the script, they've got to go out there and actually make it happen. Certainly passing the ball through Joe Bryan's legs was never part of that. That was a little bit of luck maybe, or something that Huntley spotted, but the patience that was shown in them parts of the pitch, we're not just always slinging the ball in the box, we're being patient and waiting for certain opportunities. And it was a real team goal. That's the most pleasing thing. And I think from where we were sat, there's probably about 5 yards from the dugout to the touchline, and everyone to a man was on the pitch celebrating, the subs, the staff, everyone. It was a real good moment.
Yeah, Fan made sure, didn't he, that finish him a couple of yards out. It's been difficult circumstances, obviously, over the last 10 days, but both sets of supporters were class, weren't they, on the weekend with their applause for Benicophobe.
Yeah. That's the right word, class, yeah. I think I said it was social media, yeah. Absolute class from both sets of supporters. Singing his name even before kick-off. I think we're going to do something similar tomorrow night. And the club have been fantastic in the support, and Bennick's obviously acknowledged that. And everybody's there for himself and his wife and his family.
How's Thomas Callis doing at the moment? Is he getting closer to fitness?
He's getting closer, yeah. Yeah. I think the gaffer said he was sort of 50-50 for Fulham, and with these games so close, one after the other within a few days, it's difficult to know exactly where everyone is, because there's still a few knocks and niggles from the Fulham game, so we probably won't know until tomorrow morning. We'll wake up and we'll see where we're at with the squad. Yeah.
And apart from Jada Silva, I think you're nearing a fully fit squad, aren't you? This is good times, I guess, in terms of squad strength and everything. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you could time it for the Christmas period in front of us, that's exactly how you want it. And a lot of credit to everybody behind the scenes, because there's a lot of work goes into that. And we're looking really strong. It's a great position to be in. People pushing for places, pushing each other in training, which is key, especially when you're going through a decent spell like we are at the moment. It's, making sure them players that are not in the 11 are making sure they're pushing the ones that have got the shirt. That's what we want. What do you make of Millwall this season? They obviously had a bit of a topsy-turvy game on Friday night. Did either yourself or Jamie pop over for that one?
Lee went across with a couple of our analysts, actually, so they watched it live, and we got together at the hotel in London before the Fulham game. We had a look at it, so yeah, we feel well prepared. They've had a decent run since Gary went in there. Really experienced manager, isn't he? So probably playing a little bit more football maybe than they've done previously at certain times, but they've got some good players going forward. They've got some real strengths, and we need to make sure that we're ready for it. We're certainly not getting ahead of ourselves on the back of two very good wins. We're ready for the next challenge.
Lee sort of brought this 4-4-2-ish kind of formation in, and it seems to have done the business after the last two performances. Is that something you think you might stick with, or do you see a case of we'll chop and change for the opposition or the game plan, or is it a case of we've found something that's really working?
I think we've performed well in all the formations we've played this season. It's not always about the opposition; it's all the game plan. There's certain things, there's so many things that could come into picking an 11 selection that you've got available on that particular game. So I think the key thing for that is the flexibility that the players have shown. I mean, if we were to change from 4-4-2 to 3-5-2 without making a substitute, we know we could probably do that in most games with certain personnel, and that selfless attitude from players like Andy Vyman, who are happy to play in whichever position that they're asked to play. Callum O'Dowd is another one that can move around. Brownie has shown in recent games pushing out to that right midfield. Ashley Williams has stepped into midfield on occasion. I could go right through the squad, and I don't really want to pick out individuals, because I think, to the man, I think they're all capable of that. Just
finally, on Benicophobe, do you think we might see him again in a Bristol City shirt this season? I think he went back to Stoke, didn't he, for treatment?
He did, yeah. He's back with Stoke at the moment for his rehabilitation. We would really love to see him back this season in a Bristol City shirt. Considering the short time that he was with us, he's, a lot of people have taken him prior to this tragedy. A lot of people have taken him to the hearts, the supporters, the players, and all the people at the club. such a great guy and lovely family, and we'd love that to be the case. But again, with a long-term injury like that, you never quite know how it's going to go. I know he's had one previously, so he's got the experience of going through that particular injury, and it'd be a nice end to the season for him personally if he can get himself back fit, and we'd love nothing more.
Nice one, thanks Dean.
Thank
Good
you.
luck for
Thank
tomorrow.
you.